The Totem of Undying. Every Minecraft player knows that when you play on a hardcore Minecraft world, this Totem of Undying is your one-way ticket to a second chance at life. Without it, when you die in hardcore mode, all will be lost, and your world becomes unplayable. The only way to get a totem is by defeating one of these magician dudes. However, how you find one of these dudes is by defending a village in a raid, which I have never done before, let alone completed in hardcore mode. I'm no expert at Minecraft, but nevertheless, I'm gonna spend the next 100 plus Minecraft days preparing for our biggest fight yet, with the goal of achieving immortality. So here we go. Subscribe to keep up with every episode. Thanks, fam. Well, here we are, episode 2 of this hardcore series, and boy am I excited for the road ahead. I have a lot planned and I cannot wait to spend another 100 plus days in this world. Well, that is assuming that I won't die. Let's just pray that doesn't happen. Like I said, I have big plans for this world, and you might think I'd begin this series by actually finishing my house, and well, you'd only be half right. I wasn't feeling the massive mansion vibe, so I decided to break it all down and practically cut my house into two. One building being my storage room, and the other being my new cozy little house. I read the comments on my last video. Huge shout out to everyone who enjoyed the video. Made me feel really special. But everyone pointed out that there was a better way to trade by holding spacebar and clicking the trade button, which I hope I did correctly. It was a cool feature I was unaware of, so thanks fam. To finish things up with my house, I thought having a horse tied up at the front door would add to the cabin-esque vibe we were going for. So I tamed the nearest horse I could find and rode our new stallion right up to the front door and gave our little horsey guy a suitable name and called it good. In this stage of our world, there were many things that I needed to focus on to make sure that we were on track to further expand the Jello Muffin Empire on our big peninsula island looking thing, whatever you want to call it. We need farms. One of the most important being an iron farm, something I really should have started much sooner than now, but hey, I guess now's a good time. The goal here is to get a completed 5-tier beacon to provide region and protect our home base from the danger ahead. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I dug a tunnel underneath our storage building in our house, roughly in the direction where our output of the villager breeder was, and started painstakingly boating our villagers one by one to their designated holes. This was pain. Again, working with villagers, I do not recommend it. Now, I am not sure how this happened, but one of the zombies that got stuck in the boat somehow infected a villager, which then turned and infected the other two, leaving me with 3 more jobs to fill, and 1 zombie holding a dirt block. Good job, bud. Now, I knew I could fix this with 1 of 2 ways. I went with option 1, which was to get a weakness splash potion and a few golden apples and cure the villagers. Oh, looks like our farm's working. Sort of. Bro, please! Now, something I didn't think about was the literal seconds in between feeding each zombie villager with a golden apple, because minutes later, one villager changed before the others and set off a chain reaction, once again, infecting one another. That was pretty frustrating. So I did what any good boss would do and gave these 3 workers a brand new skylight in their office, and then they spontaneously combusted out of pure joy. I'm such a good boss. I hired the previous workers' children because we're a family business, and I sealed up the last of our brave recruits and hoped for the best. Instead of waiting around, I also decided it was time to get my hands on some pyrotechnics. I gathered up all the sugarcane I could and crafted up some fireworks and tried to fly. I kind of knew what I was doing. I crafted up longer duration fireworks and just took to the skies. Checked out the nearby pillager outposts and took all of their valuables, including a goat horn, and then just flew back home with 0 effort at all. Flying in Minecraft is just so freaking cool. Neat. Took a peek at our iron farm and the results were kinda underwhelming, but I'd only been in these chunks for a little bit, so I was optimistic. Instead of waiting around for results for our iron farm, I decided it was time to do some exploring. Now, this little exploration detour wasn't just for fun. I'm here to right a wrong. I knew I might spend so much time looking for this certain block due to the rarity, but it only took me 2 minutes to find. Yup, that's right. Deep slate coal. Many peeps in the comments were completely stunned when, out of my ignorance, I mined deep slate coal. Like a 2-year-old taking a poopy in his Huggies, I didn't think twice about mining up this block in my last video, so here I am, fixing the mistakes of the past. I also got 4 of them. Broke into a nearby house and slept in a stranger's bed to pass through the night, and I took a quick look around to see if the people of the small town had some goodies they wouldn't mind parting with, and they did not disappoint. Near the village, I found a whole dark oak forest, and I can't lie, completely forgot about the existence of dark oak trees. They're so freaking cool. This forest with the giant mushrooms and big dark oaks just feels so Lord of the Rings-esque or magical medieval vibes, which gave me a new idea for a home base island. You'll see soon what I mean. I was on my way back home and I came across another village which had generated into the side of a mountain. A thunderstorm appeared and spawned something really cool. Lightning strike hit the ground near me. Turns out it spawned skeleton horse riders. I didn't know how rare this was, but after figuring out I could ride one of the skeleton horses, I saddled him up and I knew I wanted to take our new friend back to our home island, which was a crazy journey on its own. It was still nighttime and I had some close calls getting attacked by some mobs. Our new friend barely had any hearts to begin with, and now this boy was just sitting on an uncomfy 4.5 hearts. Well, make that 3 hearts. After a few more close calls, I finally got somewhere safe where I pulled out of bed and took a snooze to make our journey home a bit more safe. Should have done that much sooner. Horse riding isn't my most favored way of traversing Minecraft's generated blockscape, but I have to agree that just riding around this blocky generating world was very relaxing. It gave me a very calm feeling. I just love this game so much, and this was one of those neat moments where I felt like a kid again. After tying our bony little friend to a post, we gave him a brand new name, Timeless. Look at this dude, just eating grass with no stomach. I hopped over to our iron farm to check the progress and, well, still kind of underwhelming. But it's a good start to get a beacon. Now before we tackle any more projects, I decided to do one more thing. Bam. I'd say my wrong has been righted. Taking a look around, I got a better vision of how I wanted to transform our village here. But first, I knew that we would have to do a few things. One of those things would be doing a little remodeling, and by remodeling, I mean tearing down everything. Every single house, which took a lot longer than I anticipated. Dang, this block is just out of reach. Man, I really wish there was some like really cool in-game mechanic that would allow me to mine blocks just out of reach. Yeah, that's too bad. That guy that gives us free leather and leads spawned again, and surprisingly enough, he had something really cool to offer this time. A cherry sapling. I had completely forgot about the cherry biome. I mean, I don't know how I possibly could have forgot, but hey, we have some cherry saplings, and I'm freaking stoked. Oh, and some leather and free leads, of course. Thought it was time to plant our first sapling of the 1.20 update, and boy, I was not disappointed. Just look at this beauty. Then I planted some more dark oak trees, and that's when it hit me. I think this is the enchanted magical vibe we're looking for our island. I want to actually find a cherry biome, because even though we acquired the cherry sapling legitimately from a wandering trader, finding a biome just felt like the right thing to do. Just one more wood type we could check off the list, and there it was. Oh, and I also came across a really neat ice spikes biome, which I'd never actually seen in person before. Man, this biome is so freaking cool. We gathered up some petals and chopped down a few trees and headed back home. I finished chopping down all the villager houses and decided to start changing the outside of our villager breeder to make the build look more uniform. And there we go. That looks a bit better. Cats have begun to spawn around our island, so I thought, you know what? It's time to tame a cat. I showed this zombie our cool new fishing rod and began fishing for the first time. Wait, you tell me it's been 140 days and I haven't fished once? What a fun fact. I fed the fish to the nearest cat and this freaking jerk just took the best bits and ran away. Reminds me of my ex. Instead of using our brand new rod, I realized I could use a more primal way of fishing, which is a 1-for-1 yield. And the cat's gone. Oh, wait, no, there he is. And just like that, we have a new little friend. Well, make that 2. Our cows were looking a little cramped, so I thought I'd free up some room in their pen. Bred a few more sheep, checked up on our iron farm. Oh, come on, dude! What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I want exploration to be easy, which means we need fireworks. And fireworks means we need 2 things. Paper and gunpowder. So I figured now is a good time to start our creeper farm. Now I was feeling indecisive about where I should build the farms I needed, here in our home base or at spawn. I figured it'd be a good idea to find our spawn chunks anyways, and try something I'd never tried before, breaking through to the nether roof. I installed a plugin that would allow us to add our coordinates to the top left of the screen so I wouldn't have to just press F3 so often, but before we set out, I needed some gunpowder for fireworks and XP to mend my elytra. You know, come to think of it, I don't think I've slept in a hot minute. Oh, come on. I took the coordinates of our home base nether portal, I made some fireworks to last the journey, and finally, with a compass in hand, we were on our way back to the beginning where it all started. Our spawn chunks. Naturally, I was immediately distracted by a huge hole in the ground, and I was surprised I didn't crash into it as soon as I flew down, and as soon as I did, my jaw dropped at the suspended mine shaft we found in this cave. This was freaking awesome. Now I know I can find deep slate really quickly, and like a little kid in front of a bowl of candy, I couldn't help but snatch up every single ore in sight. So much for not getting distracted. I also had to fight off every mob in the world at the same time and felt like I was barely winning. Okay, I used a pretty cool gamer strat here, and I just want to show off how clever this was. Pretty cool, right? Well, I thought it was cool, and it was a team effort, really. It was like that one kid in school who did nothing for a group project but still got an A. You know who you are. You gotta stop, bro. No one likes you. I gathered up some obsidian to be able to make a portal at our spawn chunks, so later we could build another hub on the roof. On the way to our spawn chunks, we found a village just a few hundred blocks from spawn. How convenient. Really wish I went this direction, but here it is, our spawn chunks. And according to the compass, it's right here. Does this look familiar to anyone? Look how far we've come. Well, the next order of business was now to make another portal gateway to make getting back to spawn an easy trip. I was curious though. I wonder what we would have found if I went the other direction from spawn. So I decided to fly around to see what we would have come across had I chose the other way. And of course, to my surprise, there was another village only 200 blocks away from spawn in the other direction. Of course there was. We jumped into the nether and just started our journey back to find the portal that would take us back home to our home base. I started digging and was nearly taken out by a ghast. I was also terrified that I would dig straight into a pool of lava, so I decided to try and fly around to make our journey easier. And we came across a huge nether fortress that was located right in the middle of a soul sand valley. I think that the spawning rates for wither skeletons in this fortress is higher in these biomes because there were so many of them. I decided to use this opportunity to try and get a few wither skulls, which did take us some time, even with the Luden 3 sword. But I eventually got my first skull, and we are well on our way to the next two. I knew we might want to come back here in case we needed to farm more wither skulls, so I made a portal and marked our coordinates in the overworld. Now I know that so far this world has been all over the place, so I decided to make an achievement board. Well, more like an idea to-do list. So with a few items on our checklist in the back of my mind, I decided to explore our world just as much as I could. Oh, look, floating gravel. Nice. I also found an azalea tree at the edge of a dark oak forest, so I dug down and found a very underwhelming lush cave and picked up the cutest predator achievement. I found a small jungle biome and quickly mined up the tree and collected it. Look, we got our first jungle sapling. Even snagged up some cocoa beans to plant later. Flew over to a shipwreck and found a few armor trims, and I drank some submerged suspicious stew and went blind for 3 seconds. Don't drink the stew, kids. Finding every biome wasn't actually on our list, but we are certainly finding a lot of neat stuff, like this coral reef by the huge desert. There was a tiny little village nearby with a desert temple just a few hundred blocks away. On my way over to the desert temple, I came across an overcooked zombie making some sus noises. Didn't know they depleted your hunger bar when you got attacked by them. Thought that was a pretty cool game mechanic. I took a snooze before heading to the temple, and I had to do something real quick. Well, hot dog, would you look at that? We hopped our way over to the desert temple and mined straight down like a pro to avoid all the explosives. Checked out the loot in the chest and remembered that there was a stand that we needed to excavate. I crafted up some brushes and channeled my inner Dr. Grant as I dug up these fossils and found some neat stuff. I flew over to visit the smallest desert village I've ever seen, and there was a camel. I wanted to take this big guy on a stroll but needed a saddle, which conveniently there was one in the desert temple. So this is so OP, man. How did Mojang approve this? Did some more fossil digging and found some really good stew buried under a desert well. Added the savanna trees to our wood collection list and flew out and found a whole bamboo forest. This would have been so helpful in the early stages of our emerald trading, but oh well. There was a mangrove swamp casually nearby, so we said hi to the locals and grabbed some saplings before heading home. While flying home, I went looking through our advancements to find something, some sort of statistic. Forgot what it was, but as far as advancements, we were looking pretty good. Ignore this statistic. Felt like it was time to make our way onto the nether roof to be able to travel from spawn to home within seconds. I crafted up some pistons and put together a shulker box of materials that I would need, making sure that I had the right supplies so I wouldn't get stranded on top of the nether roof for the rest of this playthrough. That would be a horrible way to end. Once through into the nether, I broke the portal on this side's dimension and blocked up to bedrock and tried to find the highest point in the world, which is around Y level 125. I had never done this before, and I was terrified I would screw it up and suffocate in bedrock and cut this series short. But I did my research and made sure to follow the exact steps. Triple checking my inventory, I finally decided it was time to take my leap of faith. Here goes nothing. Well, actually, here goes everything if I get this wrong. Okay, that wasn't bad. In my excitement, however, I accidentally launched an ender pearl, and after teleporting, I realized I just lost the coordinates of where I was at. Thank the Lord I was recording, or this would have been a little harder to find. I found my coordinates and marked the exact block we faced through and began construction of the bedrock breaker machine. Gave it a shot and nailed it on the first try. I was pretty stoked about that. Rebuilt another portal near the same coordinates as the one we broke earlier, and in theory, this should link up perfectly with our portals in the overworld. I pulled up our home portal coordinates and did the math to find exactly where we need to be to build the second portal on the nether roof. Placed a trail of torches between the two, lit up our second portal and jumped on through. And this may not look like a lot, but this felt like such an achievement. It just felt so good. Back at our home base, I started gathering all the supplies we would need to complete our next big project, building a creeper farm. I started the climb up to our AFK farm and expanded the platform, making a little house to protect me from the elements. And there we go. Our little safe room in the sky was complete. Now we wait. After nearly 5 minutes, I wanted to see how our farm was coming along. Yeah, we're never gonna need to worry about gunpowder ever again. I was able to craft more than a full stack of Flight Duration 3 fireworks, and it felt so good. We can basically travel anywhere now. I dedicated our red Shulker box to be the keeper of our fireworks. Riding the high of crafting so many fireworks, I just wanted to see how high I could get, so I launched myself straight up to the moon. Check out my Y coordinates in the top left. Dang. And then I reenacted that one meme. I decided our iron farm was a waste of time. Who could have seen that coming? This was precisely why I knew I needed to rebuild this farm. I must have been feeling some type of way while destroying this farm because I used lava to take care of all the villagers. Gave these guys a rude awakening from the peaceful slumber and just watched. While tying up my loose ends, I nearly killed myself by being careless. I used lava to take care of the villagers and the zombie, but it freed the zombie from the boat, and this boy brought me down to 3.5 hearts. That would have been so sad if it all ended here. I decided it was time to clean up our base island by chopping down all the spruce trees to make room for the superior and more pleasant looking dark oak trees. Look how good our island looks now. Well, actually, it's not quite an island yet. There were a few sections I needed to separate to really cut off from the mainland. I began the big project of separating the sections of land attached to our base to isolate our base into a proper island fortified from our enemies. This part was pretty boring, so I'm just gonna fast forward this real quick. And there we go, all fixed. I had to fortify our island as best as possible if we were gonna beat the highest level of village raid, and that meant making sure that none of the raiders would spawn in the caves underneath our island. So I had to fill in all the gaps, which was gonna take a while. And wait, what is that noise? So far, most of the time, my decisions in game barely have any linear roadmap. Here I am in the Nether. Why, you might ask? I have no idea. It's like every decision I made to get to my goal was like taking the scenic route home and stopping for ice cream every 5 minutes. Here I am fighting some magma cubes. Why, you might ask? I have no idea. I am genuinely lost. Genuinely. Watching back all this footage, I am genuinely lost. Oh, also, I'm lost in game. Day 124. I AFK'd at a creeper farm for a full Minecraft night. Wait, this isn't a 100-day series. Oh, and check out our new outdoor enchantment room. I think it came out pretty great. I got this question a lot in my last video, so here you go, guys. Here's the seed to my world. Not sure why some of y'all wanted to know, but here you go. Subscribe. I decided to head over to our goal board and change the tasks once again, and landed on fighting the Wither, or Wit-er, as I wrote. I chose a spot to lay out all of the iron blocks that we had on hand to get ready for our beacon to be placed down. Also to be able to visualize how much more we needed to get a full beacon for our raid fight. Would you look at that? A little beacon. All right, now it's time to find a good spot to fight this Wither, and I think I know just the spot. Okay, I'm only kidding. Good one though, right? I knew I had to give the Wither a fair fight, so I built a box in the earth next to bedrock with a long tunnel that I could take shots from without even taking damage. All right, guys, this is it. Just needed to place the... Oh, wait. Yeah, I forgot a single soul sand. On my way back up, I was greeted by a bunch of hungry boys that wanted a piece of this cake, but I wasn't having it. Now it's time for the real deal. Just like that, it was over. Oh look, diamonds. Well, we got it, ladies and gents. The Nether Star. It's beacon time, baby. There it is. Nice. Never made a beacon on a survivor world or even a hardcore world. Felt pretty good. So let's just knock that off the list. I wonder when we'll hit this goal. Are you subscribed yet? With the beacon, now we would be able to collect so many resources effectively. So I knew that we needed something to carry all those resources. A few slow falling potions later, and we're off to the stronghold to loot some end cities and decrease the Shulker population. Before heading to the end islands, I collected some pearls just as an extra measure to ensure we could get out of a bind quickly, or if my elytra broke while flying over the void. After grabbing almost 2 stacks, off we went through the gateway. Oh yeah, this is the best way to travel. Oh look, our first end city. Oh look, our first victim. Just gonna yoink that. I continue my siege of the city, locating more Shulker boxes, and mistakenly to put myself in an interesting situation. And by interesting, I mean near-death experience. My slow falling potion wore off, and I only noticed as I broke the block from underneath me and fell to my doom. Thankfully, I had just finished my 3rd cup of coffee, and my fingers didn't freeze up as I clutched this ender pearl throw. I can't believe I didn't just die. Anyways, here's a montage of me committing genocide. Collected quite a few Shulker shells and decided, you know what, it's time to head back. Our journey yielded 12 Shulker boxes, which felt like it was going to be more than enough to carry all the goods that we need. Thankfully, we won't have to journey out to the end islands for a hot minute. 1/2 of our endless supply of fireworks was complete. The next farm we would need to make was a sugarcane farm, and also a bamboo farm, just because the builds are so identical. I started collecting all the items we would need and even discovered an entirely new deep slate block I didn't know existed. Chiseled deep slate. It looks so freaking cool. What would a project be without me getting completely sidetracked? While checking my chest inventories, I stumbled upon the armor trims I've found over the course of these 140 somewhat days. I picked gold for the trim, which was going to show up nicely on our diamond armor, and headed over to the closest smithing table to check out what these trims would look like. Casually, I took off all of my armor while outside at night. It was ambushed by a zombie. Didn't even hear this dude sneak up on me. Really gave me the spook. I just ran home and took a snooze and let the sun do most of the work for me. Completely paranoid now, I decided to take the smithing table to the confines of our house. Alright, let's see what we got here. I really don't know what all the options are, but the ones I have look pretty cool. Let's try this one. I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Our goal board had a lot of lofty goals, and I realized we might need to reprioritize some of these achievements. So I split up each goal into 3 sections by high to low priority. 1 being the highest since somewhat more obtainable, and 3 being the lowest, maybe more time-consuming tasks. We'll maybe set those for another video. Okay, here are our goals for the rest of this playthrough. We're gonna focus up and get these done. Starting with collecting every single wood type. I flew over to the nearby dark oak forest and collected some dark oak saplings and used our silk touch pickaxe to gather up the mushroom trees. This forest was littered with mobs that would simply not leave us alone. A few zombie boys needed help with their math homework, and I gave them the undivided attention to my sword. Sword plus zombie equals death. The locals nearby didn't like my mathematical genius, and the nearby forest inhabitants yearned for my flesh, but I wasn't having it. Bow plus arrow equals get wrecked, boy, get wrecked. Made a designated Shulker box for a fully crafted potion so I could carry them on the go. Also named a few other boxes that I had to give myself some more organization. Even made a designated nether box for all of our interdimensional excursions we would take in the future. Back to the nether we go. After flying a bit, we found a warped forest. Quickly collected the tree shrubs, or leaves, or whatever they are, and took forever to mine with my pickaxe, and my axe wasn't any faster. I tried setting up a beacon thinking it might be faster to mine, but as I placed the beacon itself, I realized the nether roof was kind of in the way, so it didn't light up at all. Well, let me just pick all this up real quick. Picked up some warp fungi with plans on riding a strider for the first time, and went off looking for the next biome on our list, a crimson forest. Oh, that was fast. Oh, holy crap! This biome has to be one of the most hated and feared biomes in the nether for me, and it's for one reason: these big old pigs. Not only is the sound terrifying, but their knockback damage is absolutely insane. Started gathering all the blocks I needed to recreate the crimson tree. Then the thought occurred to me. You've got to be kidding me. Well, I guess I'll never underestimate the use of a hoe ever again. Not sure how far away from our portal we were, but I thought it'd be cool to rebuild this ruined portal that we found. A hoglin was just hanging around, minding his own business. I'm not even sure what happened here. I made sure I was wearing gold so I wouldn't be attacked, but all of a sudden this dude got really upset about nothing. Just started throwing hands. Dude nearly killed me. Why is that so loud? Well, this is a lame spawn. Dang, look at this beautiful village on the mountain. Let's see what we can pillage from these innocent folk. Well, they had nothing good, so I left them in peace. Day 199, and I was getting homesick. Not gonna lie, I kind of forgot why we left in the first place. I knew traveling in the overworld would take forever, so I flew over to a ruined portal and began reconstructing the abandoned piece of history to get to the Nether. Traveling thousands of blocks in the Nether would be so much faster. Flying in the Nether might have been easier, but riding one of these dudes over the lava is just so cool. While riding, we came across their first ever bastion. This menacing structure over the lava pool just grabbed my 4-second attention span, and I wanted to raid it so badly. I blocked up a bit very sneakily and checked out the surroundings. I was terrified. Even saw a chest nearly within my reach, but I knew that opening it could trigger all the pigmen to come after me, so I decided not to. I wasn't mentally prepared to raid a bastion yet, so I decided our raiding party was gonna have to be another day. After being lost for a few minutes, I found our ladder to the nether roof, and we hopped on through to the nether portal to get back home. Home sweet home. Now to build a display of every tree. This seems like it could be a fun little montage. Well, a whole hour later, and here it is. Our little tree garden, showcasing all the trees from the extensive biomes of Minecraft, with a few honorable mentions, like the nether trees and the mushroom trees. I'll for sure expand on this tree garden in the future, but for now, pretty happy about it, especially with the partially man-made cherry tree as the crown jewel of our build. I got to work on gathering resources for our sugarcane and bamboo farm. Started by melting sand to get all the glass we needed. I'll use lava buckets to get more burn for the buck. Get it? Like bang for the buck, but we're smelting. Anyways, I knew I was going to be smelting things often, so I decided to quickly craft up an automatic lava farm using dripstone, lava, and a cauldron. One of the last blocks in the tutorial I was following was mud. I knew there was a way to make mud, but like most things, I just tried figuring it out for 5 minutes before looking it up. Turns out you need to fill up a bottle and then pour the bottle out onto a piece of dirt, which in turn gives you 1 mud block. Hey, yo, why does it sound like that? I wasn't about to sit here for 20 minutes filling up bottles and making dirt, so I flew over to the mangrove we found earlier and got all the mud we needed. Yeah, that was a lot faster. Oh, and check out this neat little path I made. All right, it's time. We got to measuring and building, starting with one side at a time. Also found an interesting discovery. I don't know if this zombie was bugged out, but the guy could not walk over half a pixel of rails just to get to me. Just thought it was really funny. I mean, look at this dude. The farm design I found by iMinecraft was both for bamboo and sugarcane, but I decided to just double it to make one whole farm bamboo and the other sugarcane. I had a few visitors to check out the farm just to see what's up. Mr. Wandering Trader stopped by and then left suddenly. Not sure where he went. Then some pillagers came to rob me of my goods. They were talking smack, but I put them to a stop real quick. I quickly raced to find a cow before I forgot to get rid of the bad omen effect. Didn't want to start a raid quite yet. Fun fact, I'm actually allergic to milk in real life. Good thing allergies don't exist in Minecraft. I tidied up the collection area and even expanded it by adding 2 more double chests. The farm seemed to be working just fine. I collected up my beacon and the iron blocks and then we were done. It looks so good, and it works. That's all I could ask for. Headed back home through the portals on the nether roof. Well, now we can check this off the list. Now, what to build next? I knew I needed more resources for starting to build our new village, and one of those resources being mossy stone brick and mossy cobblestone. So I brought some moss to a flat area and started converting the blocks around it to excavate as much as I possibly could. Dang, that's a lot of moss. I flew over to the mines to start collecting more cobblestone, placed down our iron beacon, and got to work mining up as much materials as I could. I used all the blocks I had, and then I realized I was only a few blocks away from having achieved full beacon status. I quickly flew back home and grabbed our blast furnaces and some buckets of lava. I was excited to see how fast we could mine with the full power of Haste 2 beacon backing us up. So I got to work mining up all the iron I could find nearby, and honestly, sometimes it's just so fun to get lost in mindless tasks like mining blocks. Sometimes it's a nice escape from the daily grind of life. So here's a little chill compilation for you guys. Or is it compilation? Compilation. Anyways. After about 30 minutes of mining, we finally had enough iron bars to craft enough blocks to finish our beacon. We power up the beacon with haste 2 and tested to see how fast we can mine. Turns out, it's insanely fast. This made it so worth it, and I was ecstatic. Look how freaking fast we can mine. It's insane. This should be illegal. After making a huge chaotic looking hole in the ground, we gathered up our supplies and flew back home. We finally had enough resources to start building some of the houses for our villagers to live in. Speaking of villagers, we might need to cull the herd sometime soon. Something along the lines of natural selection, but we'll get there soon enough.
What did he say?
I had this idea to start a pit in the world. One to get resources from, but something that can be tracked and influenced by the viewers. So here it is. The subscriber pit. As of the date on the sign, I currently have 1,698 real ones subbed to the channel, and so here in this chest is the exact excavated amount of how many subscribers I have. My goal is to dig to bedrock and have dozens upon dozens of chests full of blocks, if that's even possible. I have not even calculated how many blocks are in a chunk. But anyways, if you'd like to help me dig to bedrock, consider subbing. Alrighty. Let's get to building some houses and sprucing up this town, shall we? So my idea was to plot out the roads in the villagers' houses before building them up, kind of like doing some city planning. So I had to tear down our farms and other buildings to do so. Also wanted to get rid of all the poop dirt and place down normal dirt. Yeah, that looks much better. After I made some roads, I plotted out some areas to build some houses and tried to spread them out to make them look natural, and then made more roads surrounding the area. Yeah, I guess it's sort of coming together. I like this. Really doing our OG villagers a service with this one. All that's left now is to finish up the houses by adding beds and some worker blocks. I also built this little fountain. Also topped off the tops of our houses with fireplaces to give it some life. And that's it so far. Looks pretty good from the sky. There's so much I could expand on, but we're gonna have to save that for the future. Right now, we must unlock immortality. But first, we're gonna populate this village and let free the Jello Muffin Workforce 3.0. Behold, you are about to witness the Great Unleashing. That was really cheesy. All right, here goes nothing. Oh my, there's so many of them. They're still coming. What even is this? They're still coming. There's so many villagers. Oh God, I'm being attacked. Well, I don't think I built enough houses. Yeah, we're gonna need to expand soon. There were so many villagers that some golems started to spawn too. Our village was fully populated. Well, kind of overpopulated, but that'll get fixed really quickly. Everyone seems to be settling in nicely, getting to know their surroundings, chatting it up, making some hearts, spreading some tea, no doubt. Also wandering into places they shouldn't be. Unleashing the villagers must have had me on some kind of high because I decided, you know what, it'd also be a good idea to let out all the town's livestock. I let out the cows, the sheep, and the chickens. There are so many chickens. My villager to bed ratio was not looking too balanced. Guess these dudes are the night owls. Okay, wait, what the heck is going on here? Hey, this is my house. There's no room for you here. Get your long nose asses out of my house. Okay, they're not listening. Well, I guess this is my life now. However, we had a task on hand. Quickly, I pulled from our iron block stash and used some leftover pumpkin heads from our creeper farm to make some more iron golems to help protect our island, because these boys had no idea what's coming. I built up our beacon on the top of the storage house and powered it on with resistance, and that's when I realized I might have spawned too many iron golems. Well, I wasn't about to try to complete my first ever raid with the highest level of Bad Omen without a full beacon. So I flew on over to the ocean to go deep sea mining for the last of the iron that we needed.
Okay, we're done.
All right, well, that should be enough. Really starting not to like my choice of unleashing all my animals. Gosh, there's so freaking many. Yeah, that should be more than enough iron. All right, let's just smelt this up real quick. Well, I'm sure some of these villagers are gonna fall into this lava. Anyways, made some extra blast furnaces to speed up the smelting process, and just like that, we have enough iron blocks to make a full-powered beacon. I felt so accomplished making this full beacon. It just feels awesome. Powered it up with resistance and regen, and we were all set. Our village is fully prepared for a raid. All we had left to do was to get Bad Omen and face the fight we've been prepping for hundreds of Minecraft days. I flew on over to the outpost nearby and started pillaging the pillagers, knowing I would not return home until we had the highest level of Bad Omen. After ending the lives of some not-so-innocent pillagers, I waited for a second for more to spawn, but was so impatient, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna fly off and check the surrounding areas and search for another outpost. There had to be one nearby. Nope. Nope. Okay, nope. Nope. No. Close, but not it. Dude, there's gotta be one nearby. I couldn't find anything nearby. I searched for what felt like forever, and then out of pure impatience, I used the seed finder, and I found one near spawn. Aha! Now we're getting somewhere. We achieved Bad Omen 5. Things were getting real now. It was time to head home and finish the last preparations for our battle. Oh wait, oh shoot, it's starting now. Oh well, I guess this is it. Oh my gosh, the villagers are panicking so hard right now. I got out some scaffolding to be able to climb atop the buildings to have a better vantage point while also making Master Kenobi pleased. The streets were filled with chaos. I didn't even know where to look. Aha, there he is. Taking out the last guy of the first wave, I was feeling pretty confident. However, I was not ready for what was to come. The second wave was initiated, and as the fight progressed, the enemies increased in difficulty. I couldn't tell how our villagers were doing, but I knew there were some casualties. Thus is the brutality of war before peace. The chaos was driving some of our iron warriors to the brink. I wasn't sure how this fight was gonna end or how long it would last, but I knew we needed to give it our all. Oh God, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no, no. Back off, bro. Nope, okay. Oh, look, there he is. The Magician Pillager. I knew if we defeated him, we could hold our ticket for a second chance, and I had to act quickly. Stop. Bro. Okay. Okay, back off. With the fear of death no longer lingering in the back of my mind, I regained the courage to tackle this fight head on. This was really intense. No. Oh. Come on. No. Jeez, no. Stop. Run. No. Nope, we're okay. Okay, I got him. Oh, come on. No. How is there so many? There's so many of them. There's too many of them. Oh my God. Oh, we're okay. Nope, we're okay. Nope. Oh my God! No, stop.
Oh, no, it's not. Nope, it can't end here. It cannot end here. Okay, now it's just a few left. It's just a few left. Wait, this could be it. This could be it. Okay. And just like that, the war was over and the battle had been won. And we did it without even popping a totem. I was so excited. The casualties, though, were kind of severe. The streets felt really empty, and our villagers were most likely seriously traumatized. But nevertheless, we will rebuild. The battle had been conquered and the village of Jello Muffin had survived. And as the sun settled under the ocean blue blanket of the horizon far into the west, this truly marked the end. End of this video. See you next time, homies. Thanks for watching.